post-final banquet in Dublin today. The West was very much alive and awake as it completely took over the Burlington Hotel in Dublin from very early on today as Galway fans celebrated the end of a 32-year famine, their team capturing the Sam Maguire Cup at Croke Park yesterday. Little baby Jessica from the Headford Road in Galway City might henceforth be nicknamed Samantha following her brief but colourful sojourn in the most coveted trophy in Irish sport. But for the players themselves, the mood was one of sheer elation.
It was a fantastic achievement, really. I think the whole 15 or 18 lads that played superb, and the team effort, and we're just delighted to come over top of the end, you know.
For a man from Tuam, a young Galway man such as yourself, what does winning an All-Ireland medal mean to you?
Oh, it's great. There's no doubt about it. They're scarce down there, you know, and it's only tonight now, and I can kind of have a small picture in my mind going through the towns on the way back, and especially arriving in Tuam, because Tuam's kind of the heart of Galway football down there. There'll be a tremendous reception down there, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm in management for about 11 years, but one of the people that I would have modelled myself on would be Mick O'Dwyer. And I mean, my record will never, I can never compare to his. And it was, you know, for him to come over and shake my hand at the final whistle yesterday meant an awful lot to me.
Great final. Two teams went at it hammer and tongs. There was no dirty strokes one way or the other. It was a marvellous spectacle, and well, some team had to win and some team had to lose, and we're just in the misfortunate situation that we lost this one, but Kildare will be back.
And will Mick be back with them?
Well, we'll leave that for a couple of weeks, but could see me around again, yeah. It's very hard, you know, to get rid of me.
And then, just around 5 o'clock, the victorious men of '98 departed the capital to the resounding cheers of their delirious supporters. This long day's journey into night will see the team disembark midway through their journey and carry Sam Maguire aloft across the Shannon and into Connacht, between the breaches and broad Athlone. While our Western correspondent Jim Fahey is monitoring the champions' progress as they head home to the West, he joins us now from Athlone. Jim, you've already witnessed quite a deal of celebrations.
Well, Colin, there have been extraordinary celebrations here. The team has just come off the special train in Athlone railway station. They're now boarding the coach to make the trip west, initially to Ballinasloe, then to Tuam, and then on to Galway. And as you can see, I'm joined by John O'Mahony, one of the heroes of the hour. John, what is the sensation?
It's a fantastic feeling, and you know, we haven't arrived in Galway yet, but it's symbolic that we're here in Athlone, crossing the Shannon with the Sam Maguire, and it's a fantastic feeling. It's great to have everybody, and we're all here from Connacht, and it's fantastic. It hasn't really sunk in yet. The victory last night, it didn't really sink in. It sunk in this morning when we got up. The reception is just about to begin, and we have a long night ahead of us, but it's going to be one fantastic night.
John, I can tell you have no idea of what's being planned for you all along the route. All day long, the bonfires have been blazing. People are out in towns and villages everywhere. Just look at this report we were filmed earlier in Ballinasloe to get some idea of what's been happening all along the way and the extraordinary reception that is already underway. It's going to be a night the likes of which few people in County Galway will ever have seen before. From Ballinasloe this evening, the message was clear. Galway and football are a match made in heaven, and the honeymoon is just beginning.
I'm talking the West are back. Three in a row, taken 98, 99 and 2000. Remember that, Jim?
Half of Galway seemed to have given itself the day off, and there was no rational explanation for many of the things they were getting up to. It was something they wanted to grab hold of and take away the memory of forever, to capture the moment and then replay it over and over again just to convince themselves that it had really happened and that they were part of it. Galway has seen many spectacular parties in its time, but there was really almost nothing to rival this moment. And in Ballinasloe this evening, they were celebrating with even greater gusto.
It's beyond our wildest dreams. I mean, anybody that's in around the town here or in the county that's 40 years of age or under just doesn't remember what this can be like. I mean, it's great for all the kids here, all the teenagers. It gives them a sense of what we're about. It do wonders for our own club here in town and for football all over the county.
Jeff, and it is good.
It's the first time in a decade
we have seen football played as football, not basketball. If we played football, and we came through.
Jim Fahey, RTE News, Ballinasloe.
The morning after, the nightmare before, County Kildare woke up with a sore head. Many workers here had taken the day off to celebrate the marriage of Lily to Sam. But after yesterday's events at Croke Park, the status of that romance remains unclear.
It was a good match yesterday. It was a really good one. They didn't win, but they put up a brilliant fight.
First disappointment last night, but then we were really thrilled to get so far. You have to think of all the good summer we had, all the good games. It would have been lovely to have it, but just, I think, too many heavy matches took their toll on us in the end.
They say like that to win in All Ireland, you have to have four good forwards. Okay, because two is not good enough. If you have two forwards, they can tactically soften out.
Thousands of fans gathered at Johnstown outside Naas just before 6 o'clock as the team arrived back in the county on the first part of a journey that will bring them later to Naas, Newbridge and on to Kildare.
Well, our Midlands correspondent Kieran Malooly is with the disappointed Lily Whites. Kieran, it looks as if all the national stud and those fillies will now wind up with is a Galway hooker.
Well, indeed, Colin, it's hard to know whether or not there's too much disappointment here in Johnstown outside Naas, because the Kildare team have been here already, as you saw in the package in the report, and they made their way onwards to Naas. In fact, they're in Naas as I speak at the moment. A crowd has been gathering here throughout the afternoon, throughout the evening, and I can tell you that there can have been considerable anticipation of the return home. It was thought that the team would stay here for about half an hour or so, but they're already behind time and they moved on to Naas. But as I say once again, they may have lost this All Ireland, but they waited a long time to get there, and they're certainly not feeling down about it.
Thank you very much indeed, Kieran. The non-competitive game is expected at Tuam on Wednesday evening when Galway take on Mayo in the annual Goal Challenge in aid of famine victims in Sudan. Meanwhile, the GAA President Joe McDonough today spoke of the poignant victory of the Tyrone miners in view of the tragedies that had befallen them both on and off the field. There was a huge tinge of sadness in the victory of the Tyrone minor football team yesterday. One of their most popular players, Paul McGurr, died following an injury he received in last year's Ulster minor final, while the horrific Omagh bombing this summer affected the communities across the Northern Divide, with senior player Aidan Skelton's family suffering in particular. In a magnificent gesture following yesterday's match, the defeated Laois team honoured their northern counterparts.
I think we've contributed our small part to perhaps easing the suffering.